What's up, guys? It's Scott, or Scotty, with Will Ball for Soup, and today we're taking a look at the other side. We're talking about the 5 reasons why Airsoft is better than paintball. Now, the first reason, I've heard this a lot, and it's actually true. Airsoft ammunition is significantly cheaper than paintballs. You can get a bag of 4,000, 5,000 Airsoft BBs for $8 to $10. On the paintball side, you're paying about $50 for a case of 2,000 rounds. Also, Airsoft BBs, they don't have imperfections. You can't really get a flawed, awful batch of Airsoft BBs. If your paint is not stored properly, or if it's just dimpled from the factory, or if it's too brittle, your gun's gonna be shooting soup. Airsoft BBs, they're consistent, they're affordable. The other thing I wanted to talk about, and this is from the comments, the people up in Canada who are playing paintball, those Canadian brothers of ours, they're spending something like $100 on a case of paint. I don't know how that's possible, but I checked into it, and there are fields selling bags of paint for $30. It's absurd. $100 for a case of paint. If paintball was that expensive for me, I just quit. I don't know how the Canadians are doing it. They must be rich or something. But $100 a case in Canada, or $10 for a bag of 4,000 Vulcan Infinity BBs. That's kind of one of the reasons why I see a lot of younger players gravitate towards Airsoft rather than paintball. Airsoft was developed in Japan, and it was immediately adopted by the Japanese Self-Defense Force as a means to train for real combat situations. One can say that Airsoft has real-world combat training benefits. If you take it seriously, and if your form is correct, you're using replica firearms. So one can play Airsoft, and then if you ever, God forbid, have to get into a tactical life-or-death situation with your firearm, the Airsoft experience, the firearm tactical experience, would translate over into the real world, just like those Japanese soldiers are doing. Another major reason why so many players prefer Airsoft to paintball is because of cleanliness. Whenever I show up to the paintball field, I'm tracking in shells into my car, and these paint shells make their way into my house. Paintball is just a dirty, grimy sport, and players who choose Airsoft, especially at these indoor arenas, they're gonna leave the arena as clean as they showed up. Also, when the paint hits you, you get this paint splatter all over your gear. And sometimes if they're shooting pink paint, that stuff stains. So imagine investing $75 to $100 in a custom team jersey, and you're playing a paintball event, and you have this big pink splotch all over your expensive gear. Airsoft is a cleaner sport, and some people just don't want to get grimy. They don't want that Superman dive into the muddy snake. When I made my last video about paintball versus Airsoft, I got to admit it to you guys, I didn't know about Speed QB. I owe it to Demo for showing me this evolution in Airsoft. Speed QB is essentially Airsoft played in a small arena. It's close quarters combat. The bunkers, like our bunkers in tournament paintball, are symmetrical and gridded. I see this as the future for Airsoft as far as being competitive. I'm not even kidding, this isn't a joke. We're gonna try and travel to some events in Cali, the biggest cash prize Speed QB Airsoft tournament we can find. And we're gonna create some content about paintball players trying Airsoft. It's gonna be a banger, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Hopefully we can get Demo on board, because he reached out to me. He really wanted to talk about how to evolve competitive Airsoft. Because paintball, tournament paintball, has been around for a while. We've developed our ranking system. We've developed our leagues. We've had leagues try and fail. And where we're at now with the NXL, that's years and years of evolution in the making. I think the journey for competitive Airsoft is just starting, but I really do like where it's going. So yes, I am now aware of Speed QB, and you know what? This part of the video is where I talked about it. If I could add just one thing to the video collab with Jake of Team Insanity, it's that play whatever makes you happy. If you like Airsoft better than Paintball, that's cool. If you like Paintball better than Airsoft, that's cool too. There's nothing wrong with having an opinion and expressing that opinion. But it all breaks down to what makes you happy. And the moral of the story is to play what makes you happy. Initially, this video was an April Fool's joke, but there are some legitimate reasons why Airsoft is in fact better than Paintball. And I wanted to get those reasons out there. I've actually been hanging out with some Airsoft players, and I've learned a lot about the game. I've learned about speed QB, I've learned about tracer units, all sorts of ins and outs of Airsoft, and I have a lot more respect for the game after this experience. The other thing is that there are pieces of shit in both Paintball and Airsoft. Like, I've made some great friends in the Airsoft scene, but I've also seen somebody allegedly do a credit card chargeback scam on buying a new gun. So there's always those bad apples, there's always those scammers, there's always those people who overshoot, there's always the polar star velocity fuckboys. But no, the part about Mike Urena and me playing an Airsoft tournament, that's completely real. So I'm actually going to try and round up a pro player, high divisional player. Essentially, it would be a paintball player, tournament level paintball player, trying an Airsoft event. And we're going to try to get to some event with Demo. We've been talking about it on the Instagram DMs. So yeah, guys, essentially, there are reasons why Airsoft's better than paintball, but Will Ball for Soup, we're a paintball channel. Although I may experiment, I'm in that experimental phase right now. Alright guys, I have one more thing to talk about before we wrap this up, and I hate to say it, so I thought I broke my toe, but it turned out that there's something else wrong with me. I'm kind of dealing with a rather serious, semi-serious medical condition, so I'm not going to ask for money. I've never been an e-beggar. This channel won't have a Patreon. I honestly don't fucking deserve one. But I'm working on merch, and if you buy it, it would help me out of this medical issue that I've been having. It's kind of life-changing. I'm a private person. I don't really wish to share the whole details of it, the whole thing. But yeah, I guess I'm not as invincible as I used to be. Let's leave it at that. Until next time, guys. Will Ball for Soup, signing out. Yell Snake 1 only. Yell it. Snake 1 only. Yell it.